Hello and welcome to Miss Charlotte Astrology. My name is Charlotte. I'm a full-time working astrologer, and on this channel I analyze the astrological charts of public figures. Very often they are celebrities, and that will be the case today as I'll be analyzing the astrological chart of the one and only, the it girl of the moment, star of Bridgerton, Nicola Coughlan. So I did a synastry reading for her and Luke a couple of weeks ago that is available on YouTube, on this channel. You can go watch that. And I said that if I found either of their rising signs that I will amend the chart. I don't have an official rising sign for Luke, but Nicola did an interview saying that he was a Leo rising or a Leo moon, and then she said he was a Virgo moon in the same interview. It was just, go watch it. Someone kindly sent it to me on TikTok, and they were like, Charlotte, what do you make of it? And I'm like, she can't make up her mind if he's a Leo moon or a Virgo moon or a Leo rising. But if he's born February 5th of 1993, that 1000% makes him a Cancer moon. So I need to figure out his birthday and birth time now. But we know Nicola Coughlan is an Aquarius rising. So that should give her a birth time of roughly 9 to 11 a.m. I've put it, I think, for this one, 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. And no matter what I do, whatever time I adjust it to, she always has a midheaven in Sagittarius. So I'm comfortable with this chart and I'm going to work with this chart, okay? And if there are changes and if we actually find her birth time, then I'll make the amendments necessary. But for now, I'm using it and I'm going to talk about it like it's true, okay? Before I dive in, I just want you guys to know they may or may not be sold out. I've got 30% off my 20-minute recorded readings. Jump on it now. They go quickly. After this, I'm taking a sabbatical. I'm taking a break because I want to focus on other areas of my business. I need to focus on like meetups. I'm going to do international meetups soon where I travel around the world and I can meet you guys in really like some really cool cities. And I'm also doing retreats and things like that. I'm also expanding my channel. I've been doing this for 4 years and I just need to take it to the next level. And that means, putting away the 60-minute readings, retiring that. I'm not saying I'll never do it again, but for now, I'm discontinuing them. Okay, so please jump on the 20-minute recorded reading special. That's 30% off because after that, the prices are going to change. And that'll be it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's have a look at Nicola Coughlan's chart. So that with these new adjustments that I've made, she is a Capricorn sun, Taurus moon, Aquarius rising. Her Venus is in Sag, her Mercury is in Cap, her Mars is still in Aries. So yeah, this is her chart. Now, she's pushing 40. She's 37 years old. And that it makes a lot of sense as to why it's taken her such a long time to become this overnight it girl. This has been decades in the making. And it's because she is ruled by Saturn. She's ruled by Uranus because she is an Aquarius rising, but she's also ruled by Saturn and she has a Capricorn stellium. So people with heavy Capricorn placements and Aquarius placements, it takes them quite a while to find their stride and to bloom. They're late bloomers, but they bloom the longest. They bloom the latest, but they bloom the longest. And Nicola Coughlan is blooming. So generally, like, they don't come into their own until well after their Saturn return, because usually it's during your Saturn return that you make it. It's taken her a few years longer than that, almost a decade after her Saturn return. She finally has reached this it girl status and made a lot of money. North Node in Aries with it's not in a conjunction, but it is with Mars. It's all about pioneering and doing something different. So hers is playing out in the second house of finances. I do think that she's going to start her own production company. She's going to be a leader. North Node in Aries with Mars, that's a leader. That's someone who takes charge. So no doubt in my mind, after Bridgerton ends, she will end up doing a lot of producing. I see her like potentially doing stage as well as films and television. She's got a lot going for her. This is a beautiful North Node. This is a powerful North Node. This is someone who is meant to be a leader. She was born to be a leader. Her South Node in the 8th house in Libra, there's nothing much here for her. So, the South Node represents your past life, or it's the energy that you're most familiar with. Hers is in Libra, which is very cooperative and, knows how to negotiate and be in peaceful partnerships. Like, she's done being this, kind of Libra supporting character. She's done. She's the main character now. And she is the one who's steering the ship. She's the leader. So I like this for her. Her nodal return has been a great one. And it will continue to be good because her North Node is moving into this first house with this intercepted Jupiter. So when the North Node hits her Jupiter, I think she's got a film or a TV series, a new one coming out. This will continue. She's here to stay. She's here to stay. She's going to be a huge star. Now with this stellium in Capricorn, she's not a regular Capricorn, because I think people think Capricorns are so serious and they're boring, or but I don't agree with that statement at all. I think Capricorns are hella sexy. I think Capricorns are I think they're incredibly charming, and I think they're the salt of the earth people. They grind. They grind. They know how to grind. They know how to work, and I really admire them for that. She does that, but she's also incredibly sensitive because her Capricorn stellium is playing out with the 12th house, which is the Pisces house, the Neptunian house, and Neptune is also lying in the stellium. So she's very sensitive. She's almost got the sensitivity of a Pisces, very intuitive. It's really hard for her to live in this everyday world. Her working that job in whatever retail gig she had, that's just not for her. It's painful to have a regular 9 to 5. And you'd think, being a Capricorns were kind of born to do the 9 to 5 thing. Not when you're a 12th houser. No. She needs to be an artist as a 12th houser. She needs to figure out a way to monetize her creative talents. So yeah, being a 12th house sun with Mercury here, with Neptune here, someone who's very steadfast, has great work ethic, but also someone who applies that energy in the creative realm. I think she's quite psychic. I think she's quite intuitive, because I was watching an interview with her, and she said that she always felt, even at her lowest, when she was like 32, 33, she was still working a regular job in like a retail job, and she was feeling really low, but she stuck with it and she pulled through, and now she's basically a millionaire. So, when you look at her midheaven, so to the world, she's a Sagittarius, which is really interesting because as her role as Lady Whistledown, or Penelope, she's a writer, she's a storyteller. And that is what Sagittarius is. It's the storyteller. And it's all about truth. Sagittarius is the sign of truth and freedom. And Penelope, aka Lady Whistledown, is all about truth and freedom. Lady Whistledown was a way for her to be free because she was so caged. It's so interesting, like that her midheaven is just so Penelope. Her midheaven is so Lady Whistledown. Saturn is in the 10th house. So, and I said this earlier, I think I said this about Celine Dion in the previous video. People with Saturn in the 10th house, they've got the best Saturns. That's exactly where Saturn should be, because Saturn governs this house. And maybe it's a long, hard road to success, but when you get there, it's forever, because everything that you earn can never really ever be taken away from you. And it is someone who will climb to the top of that mountain, and they will be successful. I like this. It just takes forever to get there, that's all. And with Uranus on the midheaven, she's going to be someone at some point. She might cause controversy. She's wildly popular. Having Uranus in the 10th house is someone who is perceived as quite quirky. Yes, she's a workhorse and she's dedicated and she's trustworthy, but she's also very quirky and very out of the ordinary. Remember, these 2 planets up in her 10th house rule her chart because she's an Aquarius rising. Those 2 planets up here rule her whole chart. So she's very career focused. She's a career woman. She's a business woman. I can't wait to see what she's got in store for us later, because I really truly believe she will be a producer. This Sagittarius stellium also trines that north node I talked about. So she's got fire placements in money houses. That's a leader. That's a money-making machine. That's an industry. She's going to be building something big. Wait and see. Venus here in Sagittarius, I'm wondering if she know how to, she loves to play. I mean, she seems really sweet and innocent, and like she looks very angelic, but she's a very sexy, experienced woman. She is a Venus in Sagittarius. Now, if she were a man, I would call her a fuckboy. I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up being in a long-term relationship with a foreigner, someone who is not Irish. She's very international. She's very like popular, like on a global level. I think she's a bit of an every woman, as ethereal and angelic and magical as she is. She is sort of like the rest of us girls, you know. She's that every woman. And she will likely fall in love or get married to someone who is in the industry and someone who is not Irish. That is I don't want to say that's a prediction, but that's just based, I've read so many charts, but I'm looking at it now. Someone who also could potentially be either a lot older or a lot younger than her as well. Venus, I'm going to say it's in a conjunction. It's a 9-degree orb. I'm going to include it. Venus on the midheaven is someone who's known for their beauty and their charm. She's got both of those in spades. And Venus at 1 degree trines that Mars. So that's a hella sexy woman. She's on fire. Like literally, she's got these fire placements. Yeah. And then she also has a trine with her Mercury and her moon in Taurus. That's an exalted moon. She loves comfort. She loves the good things in life. She loves, she loves a silk pillowcase. She loves a creme brulee. She loves those rich things. There's potential for her to be a little bit of a hedonist here. And I mean that in the most like positive way possible. Moon trine Mercury, fantastic communicator with a lot of like emotional intelligence. She's very emotionally intelligent and very like cerebrally intelligent as well. And that forms a mini trine with Jupiter. Any kind of nice aspect between Jupiter and Mercury is going to make you a very learned, intellectual person. And so having the Mercury and the moon and the Jupiter, that's a nice little trifecta here of emotional intelligence and intellectual depth. I like that. The sun is also trining the moon. So the sun is the ego, the moon is internal processing. When those two things are in a nice trine, the ego and the outer self and the inner self are well aligned. So she doesn't have, I mean, this is not shitting on people that do have this problem, but there's no personality disorder here. Like, I've got a sun and moon opposition. I've got a lot of issues with that sun and moon opposition. Like, it's awful. I'm full of contradictions. Sometimes I'm full of absolute shit with that opposition of the sun and moon. But when the sun and moon is like in this lovely trine, like she's just straightforward and real and charming and easy to get along with. I do believe she's quite introverted because these are Earth placements in rather sensitive houses. I think when she's in a small group situation, she can be a bit more emotionally available and vulnerable. She knows how to put on a show. She knows how to put on a character to survive the press tours and all of that. But she is a very introverted, sensitive person, and she likes to keep real people around her and keep a small circle. That's what I can see. Earth placements don't want to fuck with too many people, and that's okay. Keeps them healthy. What's wrong with her family? I know, like, she obviously loves her mum. Does anybody know anything about her dad? I'm not suggesting that her parents are terrible people or anything like that. Not at all. But there's Chiron in the 4th house in Gemini here. Part of fortune's here. So maybe they did all right. I'm not sure what her financial situation was as a kid. I know very little about her. Part of fortune on the IC, if this is indeed her exact birth time, because this part of fortune might change, but part of fortune is very, like, literally like fortunate when it comes to family. So maybe they had a lot of money. I'm not sure. It's fine if they haven't. I'm just speculating because part of fortune's here. But there's a lot of love. Maybe that's like just a lot of love, a very generous family. If part of fortune is actually here, because it depends on the time. This could change according to the time. But Chiron for sure is here. Chiron is in the 4th house, is a wounded mother and a wounded home. Was her mum abandoned? Was her dad kind of shitty? Were there actual financial problems in their home? Like, this Chiron in the 4th house is like wounding, the wounded feminine, the wounded household. So if anyone has any insights on that, please let me know. Jupiter's making its way through her 4th house this year, so I feel like with her having a lot of money, she's probably going to buy her mum a new house or a new car or something like that. It's going to be really, really good for her. Yeah. If she's an Aquarius rising, she got a Leo descendant, and then Luke Newton, if he's a Leo rising, oh my god, they need to be together. Please. We're like, I'm rooting for them to actually hook up in real life, but probably not. I have a theory that her and Luke hooked up for a little bit behind the scenes. And maybe they're friends now, but her having a Venus in Sagittarius makes her a bit of a smooth criminal. Like, I think she's chill with hooking up and just being whatever, like, we're still friends, doesn't change anything. I can't do that. My earthy Venus like falls in love with everyone I touch, so I can't do that. But a Venus in Sagittarius can. She's saucy, this one. She's a very sexy woman. And a lot of people wouldn't think that because she looks like this little angelic, almost cherub-like creature. But she's a sexy woman on fire. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you today. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, but what do you think about Nicola Coughlan? Isn't she gorgeous? I think she is. What do you think about her and Luke Newton? Do you guys watch Bridgerton? Are you as invested as I am? Let me know in the comments. And jump on the special 30% off 20-minute readings. Appreciate it. Love you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.